The question comes, do you see me straight in the picture? Because when I look at myself and just relax, I become in this position. This is the position of harmony. Yet, in this position that you do not see me, neither do I. So what I tend to do to get myself focused is to move the camera. But I'm still not focused, so we move the camera one more time. Now I'm focused. What kind of crap am I giving you here in this video? 34 seconds of pure crap, eh? It's not pure crap. It's everything I'm thinking. It's whatever I'm thinking in my mind is coming out. You're just hearing it all. My best question is, how much do we really like money? Seriously, sit down and think with it. How much do we really like money? And if we can get the day off from work paid, would we take it? Well, this is the beginning of the thought of what rendered me to be in this position. I'm going to take out the camera from its position, okay, and I'm going to show you. You see that? I got hurt at work. And at the same time, do you see my foot? How come you can't see my foot? Well, you can't see the black and blue mark on my foot. So I'll try and take you to the other part of my foot. That's the other part of my foot. Right there. That's why I left work today. Okay. Now how come there's no space in between the two? You see the way I cut myself and there's a space in between that has a short line? Okay. It was the stretching the pull of what happened to me. So, where am I? Yeah, so I'm home. Now the question is, am I paid to come home? Or do I just like my freedom? It breaks my heart not to show up one day just to take a look around to see that something extra doesn't have to be done. Once everything is in its place, I no longer have to be there. That's the way I've thought of my life, and I always thought that way. But when things are rapidly changing, you constantly have to be there to see the change. I'm not the boss, my friends. I only get the job done. So I hurt myself, and I got really dizzy. And when I got dizzy, I was drinking Red Bull, so I blamed it on the Red Bull instead of my crushed foot. While the boss walks up to me and said, don't blame it on the driver. Why would I blame it on the driver? I was the one that got on. I was the one that wasn't holding properly. I was the one that slipped. So 2,000 pounds of an iron grid with a point on it jabbed into my foot while the driver didn't know he was still moving. As it slid along my foot, putting constant pressure, I got dizzy and ready to fall, in which I halfway did. Lift it up, I screamed, lift it up. And at the same time I said that, I had enough courage inside to think, am I really hurting? No, but it hurt like shit. You know what happens? It's not that it hurts, but if you know the continuation of the drop will continue into your foot, you want them to stop and lift it up. So you don't say stop. If it's going down, you say lift. You don't say stop. You say lift. If it's going down, it's going to hit you. Instead of saying stop, the guy's saying what? When you say lift, the guy has to stop and lift. Because from going down, you're going up. One of the reasons for the three parts of the corner is because you look to the left, right, and center. But you forgot to turn around. Turn around. Turn your head around or turn your whole body around. Significantly, just the owl seems to be able to make that greatest of all distances. And those who can turn their heads around are actually not turning their heads at all. They turn their necks. The longer the neck, the easier it is to turn because of the spiral, the extended spirals. They walk. A spiral climbs. When you turn your neck, it becomes a spiral. So instead of climbing in this situation, it now shrinks and comes closer to each other because you're pulling them closer and turning them around. Unless you're going up like this, and the spirals are turned up like this, and you'll always have a boundary. You always have a boundary. Has anybody seen the letters Spirit and Soul? SS looks like 52. Looks like the omega part of, look at the X here, would be the alpha omega right inside here. In this design, alpha omega. 52 at the Mayans count. Write this backwards, it actually looks like tiny. Tiny P, ul, owl, soul, owl. Why? Because in this world, certain letters just have to be doubled. W. 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 Hey, they do W. It's a letter in French, but it also means two of you get up. Because you're not one. They always talk to us like we're two. Why is that? I feel like crying. It's insanity. The other world, what it's all about, and how they tell you what it's all about, is through ways that you've already lived. You cannot throw it away. You have lived what they tell you, what it was like to be. Before you lived, you have lived before. Just in slight differences, because your touch was different, because your eyes were different, because your needs were different. Like I said before, are you there for the money, or you just want the day off paid? You see, depending on what category and line of work you're in, a lot of the people say, give me the day off paid. Because you have to understand, if you get a paid day off, you must pay it to your family. You must share it to your family. If there's anybody at home, you must spend time with them. Because you don't get to keep everything if you're a family. You must share your time. You shared the money when you worked and you brought it back. Now you're still getting the money, you're just not in the same position. You still have to spend it on your family. We have no choice. To make friends, the closest of friends we always call family, he's just like family. Don't you understand? It's in the genes. It's in the genes. Genes, DENIM. I didn't study that yet. Let me write that down. Denim and genes. Genes and denim. Cachet. Cachet. Cashew. Nuts. Peanuts. If you ever want to get stunned, you get a peanut. Because only the mind can be stunned. The body can be stopped while the mind is stunned. Haven't you noticed how your mind is stunned? Give me a second. I can't talk. I can't talk. I got to go take a pee-pee. Oh. What were you saying? Oh, my God. That's insane. Hold on a second. Oh, my God. That felt so good. I just peed. Oh, my God. I didn't really just pee, but isn't this a book? I'm writing like a book. I'm not even wearing jeans, nor am I wearing denims, nor am I cachet. Cachet in French means to hide. But if you say it the English way, from an English version, it would look like cash and money. It means money or I need to hide. Hide your money. Do you understand the way the numbers come out? Money's a name for 72. Money 72, which means the gate inside this world, which it is a gate because you give the money, they open the gate. And cash, 3, 4, 23, and 8 is 31, and that to a 10-10 world is 79, and that's the creation of man. When man can create, he creates the cash of what is cachet, he hides from all. So then we have denim 4, 9, 5, and 9. In denim, it starts with D and E. It starts with D-E-N, almost like the bear's den for hiding out in the winter. That's the one spirit God. He hides out in the winter. The only reason there's apparently one less day in the winter, it's 92, 91, 91, that's 4, and I think winter is 91. I always count winter as 90. I don't know why, but if it was 90, it's because God's inside winter. When winter comes and the shades of snowflakes fall to the ground, the holy angels come to the ground. You've seen it in the church. We've seen it on the streets and supermarkets selling the little angels. Yet we still can't understand what that little angel is. Okay? Just to understand one part of what the angel is, The angel is an energy that comes through the flake, okay? It helps you to purify the vision from within the interior angels that will see this. You will not see it unless you want your heart to see it. Everybody knows the snow is beautiful, okay? Everybody knows when there's too much, they have to understand the angels right now are holding tight together. The snowflakes, they come. Why are they holding tight together? Because man has separated apart. You know, like in your backbone, they have that jelly between each bone. Well, each bone would be man, and each piece of jelly, okay, would end up to be the angels being able to support you in your spinal cord all the way up to the cortex. But man is separated now. He has separated himself from the angel because there's only evil in the minds of one. But in the good, they have seemed to be closer and closer and closer together in the 50th year of the freedom of the peace. The thing is, in this time, the evil are the good, and the good are screwed. What I'm saying the evil are the good is because they're the policemen and the soldiers that are going to take the good people away for no reason at all. Why would an army sergeant tell his soldiers and all the soldiers to look at you and me and our kids and say, what are we doing? All we have to say to them, the Holocaust. This is how it happened. People like you, soldiers like you, who would take innocent people away because the government said they're against the American government. Let me tell you one thing. The more laws you put down and the more you block the people, the more you have people against you. It's obvious. Everyone will be against them at the end because they want everything. And if you want what's mine and it's mine, it's not yours, you can't have it. Then you will be against me and you will fight me for what's mine because you want it. And the soldiers will come in and fight only because they're going to take something from me to give it to somebody else who doesn't even need it. All they need is the control. That's all they want. They don't give a shit who's first, second, or third. They don't care if they promised you something for life, because in big business, okay, in big business, okay, whether you're in life or not, okay, the first way to take away someone who's not fixing your right ways is to shoot them dead. So whatever soldier, every colonel for every kernel of corn, every sergeant that ever lived, doesn't matter for every president you are. When it's your turn, they'll take you out. They'll replace you with another soldier. They'll replace you with another president. They don't care who's there. The top 600 will stay. But guess what? There's a problem with the top 600. The Pope and the Queen are the problems. And one of the reasons to me they are the problems, one of the reasons they are the problems to me is because they actually have a piece of it right now without the touch of anything else. Everybody else will be gaining. They will be losing. The Queen has a piece of everything that's going on, except actually she will gain in the Middle East. But does she believe that the Middle East is the skull stone to all? In the Middle East are not only the skull stones, but the actual statue is in the Middle East. One of the skull stones must go to Turkey. One of the skull stones must go to Syria. One of the skull stones must go to the Emirates down below. The rest of them, I'm not sure. Israel is at the thorax. The front side of the shield is now, what is the name of that country? Egypt? Is that what it is over there? The problem, when a skull stone goes into place, the territory must be pure in understanding what the ancient world actually was and must be thought of and lived in the future, evolutionized. The skull stones will only connect in a harmonized peace. Do we completely need to eliminate the evil? Not necessarily. People will be intrigued. I don't know how it works, but I've seen people trying to do it. So if there is something there, It may just be the purity of the thought and the want of the people that make the stones work more than anything else. God might just come up here and say, what are you trying all these stupid things for? Don't you know it's all about love? Once everybody loves, it all comes together. Nobody goes hungry when everybody loves. Nobody suffers that does not go with a loving to the woes who suffer. Of the woes you suffer. But evolution makes a difference. Evolution costs a price. Everybody's tired of working for $3 an hour. They want 4. So instead of spending $3 on a vegetable, now you're spending 9. And it's because we needed a little bit more. We needed a payoff, right? We needed a payoff with money. But let me tell you one thing. If we can do this with money, when you get a piece of paper and you write down a whole story, you give it to the teacher, and the teacher gives you a mark. On the mark, she gives you an A+. That's all it's worth. When you go to work, you're only worth an A+. Nobody else should get anything else unless you're putting in more work. Do you understand? You can't make more money than the value of itself. That's it. There's got to be 3, maybe 4 levels, and that's it. Everybody makes that amount, and that's it. How can it cost any more? Well, when you need more machinery and you need more things to evolutionize, there's a price that has to be put on top of that. So everything seems to go with the flow. But then we all ask ourselves a question. If half our money every year are going to the bankers, how much money would we have now? Would we have everything? And to me, according to my understanding, yes, we would, because apparently the evil have half of all the money in the world. Let me ask you one question. Money is actually of no value, because if nobody wants anything you have, whatever money you have has no value. So you invest. You invest in China, and you invest in Russia, and you invest all over the world. So if the whole world collapses, everybody has nothing. You also invest in your own place, taking up as much land as you could, because then you can put your armies in all these lands and do whatever you want. But like I said, will the armies come in and kill innocent people only because one man said all these people? They spent billions of dollars looking for Osama bin Laden. Now they're going to spend what kind of money to come and put us in jails? And then you're going to say to the soldier, soldier, your check is laid at the bank. And slowly, by one, as the people are finished collected, they will entrap the soldiers and lock them up, one by one. If they want to kill us all, they will kill us all. That's why we can't give them the chance for this to happen. That's why we need the militiamen with the good. That's why already right now there are people like Exopolitics exposing the truth. We need to expose the truth, not because of what the truth is, but to show the lies of those who stand for us or who we vote for. Why would we vote when we now know the truth? Osama bin Laden was no more a gangster than Obama. Does anybody understand the way the world works? Does anybody understand the waterfall? Well, I didn't hear an answer. The way it works like this. It may have taken 100 years to get here, but everybody knows. Today you're not at war, tomorrow you're there. The next day there's a big war. It only takes one day, no more. It's only one day. It's the day of the commencement of the action. From area point 0, what it means, area point 0, is to put yourself all over the world. Put yourself on go, put yourself on visiting jail, put yourself on collecting free parking, but definitely you are all putting yourself in jail, because now you're in the army to fight under the rules, and if you don't fight, there's a chance your master might just shoot you, because he don't give a fuck about you. You know that? No one gives a fuck about you or anything you have. It's you, and your mind and how you delegate yourself with others. We all will become delegates of the parliament within the future, because we delegate to another, of another, in the sense of If we were to vote in the future, I think we can do it pretty much better online than anywhere else. I'm quite sure there's a good enough system that we don't have to leave our house and we can vote online. Yes, it's nice to get out of the house, but why should we line up to vote for a lineup? The only lineup that should be, okay, is all these criminals in politics should be lining up and measured for height, weight, and fingerprint and thrown in the slammer. You know what else? I told you before, and I'm telling you again, I should be asking you, but it'd be nicer if I asked, but I'm telling you that money is evil. Money is evil. Oh, just once. Oh, just once. Oh, just once. You see when once is never enough? God is never enough. He is once and whence, and hence he is Raphael 7286. We must finish with one more thing, which is denim and jeans. 4, 9, 23, 32, and 13 is 45. Denim stands for one half of man, man's birth. Jeans, 10. You know what jeans says? This is pretty cool. 10, 15, 15, 16, 30, 49. Now you don't tell me 80, 94. Now you don't tell me 130, 13, 13 is 1. I'm going to show you something which is really cool for me. Jeans comes out with a total count of 49. 49, okay, stands for 8 eternal. Je, J-E in French is I or 1. A and S can be the answer or means year. The answer, the year of the egg. 49, eternal omega. Denim, 45, which is like the fox hunt the foxhole. Okay, in denim. 45 and 49, 94. 94 reverse, 49, eternal. Jeans, 13, 13. M is the 13th letter. K is the 13th card. 13, 13, or 1.1. But when it's 1.1, right, when it's 1.1, you can also do it this way to make it look like the 8. Even though they're separated circles, the reason for the separated circles in the digital division in the clock is because what surrounds the center will be the remainder of the 8, but they don't put it together because they are digital. They are flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing traffic lights, signal lights. So at the end, it ends up looking like 181, which means the one spirit of the 8 heaven of the one spirit. 8 and 1 is 9 birth, 8 and 1 is 9 birth, I, or letter R. Why letter R? Because it is 1. Okay, let me just write this down. The letter R, A-R. The A says 1 and 8. Okay, that's what the R sounds like because there's an A in front of it. A is 1. It's only 1. If it was E, it can be, it's still 1, right? ER is still 1. E is equals 1. But when you come to I, the letter I, it's the minimum 2. It's I. So, you know what I'm always saying, everything's 2 and 2 and 2. But all these numbers I was just talking about, 181, I, it means it makes one human, okay, for one spirit angle. The angle of the connection, the omega design. Okay, we're going to leave it alone right now. Before I let you go, I'm going to be lighting up a cigarette so that you know. My name is Raphael. About 7 years ago, I fell ill to bipolar. It was the craziest sickness in the world. I don't know if I should add it onto this tape. Maybe I will. And I saw some weird crap when I was in that world. And it brought me to being a visionary of an understanding that there possibly is something else somewhere else. So I started just studying what I took an interest to. And I seem to have taken an interest to where I already have the rules, regulations, laws of the setup. Now I understand it, and then I apply it towards how would it be in creation of the Lord, and bits and pieces, where does it fit in the Bible? Because you need a guide. So if you think creation is real, and then possibly the Bible is real, you use the Bible as a guide. You either go left as so untrue, you either go right as so true, or you don't move at all. You just try to understand what it means from what they say, from what you understand, from what others say, from what the numbers say. You generalize about it, you classify everything, and you move on. You use the telephone. It's got 9 numbers. You use Rubik's Cube. Use all the elements and CB codes and forever out what you want. You may use every single planet and every single moon. And not only that, you can also use the moons with no name. Because you know what no name means? No, or reversed, is on. It's the 14th and 15th letter for 29. It says birth. Name, 14, 15, 28, 33. Name says commander and creator. So much and so forth. Christ died at 33. So he must have been part of the commanding and creating. What do you think? Pretty good number, eh? 3 and 3 is 6. You know it's A, B, C, F, and A, B, C, D. I'll tell you about it later. Raphael, 72, 86. Before I let you go, just have to let you in on one note. That this is what it's all about. Raphael 7286. You see the mouse, you see the bee on the other side, you see the cow, you see Rubik's Cube, you see the numbers, you see the 3 fingers and a thumb on the other hand and a hidden thumb on this hand. You see the lightning bolt and the bow on the top. Take a good look at that bow. It's the letter B or number 8. Number 8 surrounds you by number 1 spirit. Why? Because God is the empty space and the air that touches you for every second that you breathe within this world. Now we stand up to say call letters of Raphael. And Mr. Tackpans, the mouse, the bee, the cow, be well, my friends. 7286.